So this is the second part of question number 9, section B. It wants us to evaluate these, and the first one is the square root of 2i minus 6 times 6 plus 2i. So there's something that you should recognize here is that these are the same and these are the same minus the sign change. So this is actually a difference of two squares. So what we can go ahead and do is make this our first term squared, which would be 2i quantity squared minus our second term squared, which is 36. And then 2i quantity squared will give me 4i squared minus the 36. I squared we know to be -1, so we're just going to make that 4 negative. And so we get -4 minus 36, which gives us a square root of -40, which can be simplified. 40 we know is 4 times 10, so we can bring this out as 2i square root of 10. And that is part 1, or part I. Then the second part, II, we are going to simplify these first before multiplying them, because we can multiply the insides together, but that's not going to give us the right answer. When we're dealing with imaginary numbers, we have to first put them in terms of I, and then we can multiply. So we know that this is -4 times 3, so we can bring this out as a 2i square root of 3 times, and then 75 is -25 times 3, so we can bring it the -25 out as 5i square root of 3, and to multiply these together we get 10i squared, and then square root of 3 times square root of 3 is just times 3, so that's I squared, we know is negative, so -10 times 3 is -30. And so that's part 2. Part 3, it's the same thing. We're going to first break this up in terms of I, and so that gives us 2i square root of 3 minus 3i, minus 5i square root of 3. And so since these terms are the same, we'll have a square root of 3, and we've got 2i minus 5i gives us -3i square root of 3. And then here for part 4, again, we're going to break up the negative under the square root in terms of I, so that gives us 2i square root of 3 times, and then this becomes 5 square root of 3. When we multiply, we get 10i times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is just 3, so 10i times 3 is 30i. And that is how you solve question number 9, part B.